And with me today is Dr. Clare, who is one of the speakers, or will be our speaker, at the Fenton Area Chamber of Commerce Luncheon on September 5th, Wednesday, September 5th, as we will talk about strokes and making sure people know and understand the importance of some of the first steps that people should take when they have the symptoms of a stroke. Thank you so much, Dr. Clare, for your time and for the presentation.
Sure.
Could you give us a little bit of a hint as to some of the things you'll be talking about?
So I'm planning on talking about, most importantly, is signs and symptoms of stroke, and then what do we do when that happens? Because one of the things that we recommend is calling 911. Stroke is considered an emergency. It should be treated like a trauma or a heart attack. And a lot of times the general public don't know about that. So it is an emergency. Every minute that goes by without opening the blood vessel that's blocked can further damage 2 more million neurons. And so that is one of the focus of my presentation, is to talk about and discuss that why is it so important to get the medical attention right when you are having a stroke.
And one of the things we were talking about when you look at good outcomes, everybody is very familiar with all of the symptoms of a heart attack. They see the AEDs up on the wall. We've talked about CPR for decades. What are some of the things that people really need to concentrate on, the first signs that would help them recognize that someone might be having a stroke?
So the easiest one for a bystander is something called a FAST test, F-A-S-T. The F stands for face, where you ask the person to smile, and if they have a crooked smile, the one angle of angle of mouth is droopy. A stands for arm, so you ask them to stretch out their arm, and if one arm is drifting down or they cannot raise it. S stands for speech, which is if you ask them to speak, and if they cannot make a sound or have a slurred speech or are not making sense, then T stands for time. That's the time to call 911. So it's a fairly simple. You just do those 3 things. And if you see abnormality there, call 911, get them to the emergency room.
So join us on Wednesday, September 5th at Andres West, as SSM St. Clair Health Center, the hospital here, will be our sponsor, and Dr. Clare will be our speaker. And it really doesn't matter if you have 1 employee or dozens of employees. Employee health and wellness should be everybody's responsibility, and to have an awareness of, to make sure our people who are our greatest asset maintain a good, strong, healthy presence, and make sure that when disaster strikes or an emergency happens, you know what to do.
All right, I agree with that completely.